Good evening, folks. I'm Joe Bachman, and tonight we don't have anything to really do on the Independent Creator Directory site as far as new profiles. There are some updates that I'm going to do throughout the week, um, namely getting the links up for Foxy's and Thesis's art submissions to Epelium. Uh, I'll get those added onto their profiles, get them added onto the authors page, and yeah. So with that tonight, I do have a design I'm going to do. I also picked up some new paints. They are glow in the dark, so we're going to see how those work. If they can mix with other colors and still glow. Um, I'm probably just going to use the glow in the dark paint tonight. I'll probably do another piece Wednesday night that I can kind of screw with, and if I screw up the paint, oh well. But as always, we do have. Do you want me to wait until you take a drink?
Literally was taking a drink and goes, "That has all with them." Okay.
I could have waited. You could have gave me a thumbs up, and we would have sat here in awkward silence for about 10 seconds, and
Won't be the first time. No, we're good. We're good. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Good evening.
And let's get that up, and we need to get some music playing.
Let's get some tunage going here, kid.
Yep. We're going to be playing from the second helping album by Dan Hollifield. And we're going to first start off with track number 10, Nature Walk, which is going to come on really loud at first, probably. There we go. Get that turned down a bit.
I will pre-apologize that my hands are not acting like they're supposed to be today. So if I miss, I won't hit end stream. However,
hi Nick, if you're out there.
I don't know if he's out here yet or not. But, if you see your comments jump up and out and back and forth, it's because the hands are doing their own thing today. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in here.
And I'm going to get to working on this.
Okay, well, I'm going to get to reading some comments. I mean, I am sorry I didn't get to everybody's comments on Wednesday. It got a button was accidentally pressed, not by me. So that was apologies to those comments I didn't get through. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and first in the door tonight was Mr. Hollifield. Hello, Dan. And Joe greeted you, and Alec is with us tonight. So, hello, Alec. I hope you're having a great evening. And Alec is currently writing and researching things irrelevant to what I'm writing at the same time. That's called the rabbit hole. We've all been down there. We've all done it.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan is greeting Alec, and Alec is reciprocating the hi. And Alex said, I need an opinion. Which name sounds the most appealing? Vidos or Doyle? Or Vidozzi? I'm sure that there's people that have put their vote in, but I need a little bit more background, though. That's my problem. So give us a little bit more background if you'd like, Alec, and I'll give you my vote when I have a little bit more from that. And Carl's joining us tonight and saying hi to Joe and Alec and Dan.
Good evening, Carl.
Carl goes, okay, what is burning tonight? Do you guys smell that? Ooh, that smell. Didn't you smell that smell? I think I said it with enough non-musical, and it was short enough.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Alec is laughing, and Carl said, I like Doyle, but I suppose it depends on the context. And Dan said, honestly, Vidozzi, I like, it depends on how that's pronounced, too. And I will be honest, if I was reading a book and that name was in there, I would probably name that person Vidozzi in my head, and that's how I would say it. Why, I don't know, but, you know. Carl said, because of past context, I hear, I'm just going to say it the way I want to, Vidozzi as a villain name. And the more I say that way, the more I'm falling in love with it. And Donna's joining us. Hello, Donna. She's saying hey to Alec, Dan, and the Witsman dude. And Carl's greeting Donna Gal, and Alec is greeting Donna Gal. And
Good evening, Donna.
Saying, hey, friends. Michaela, I didn't get to it today. I'm sorry. It's on the docket for. Get it done. I will. And Donna is greeting Michaela. And Donna said, finish Foxy, and Thesis said, this is great stories. Or stories. Great. I thought I had the great beforehand because I thought they were really good stories. You can find the newest issue of Aphelion. I dropped the link for Dan, and you can find it off of his Indie CD page. And Dan is greeting Donna and Michaela. And Grant is joining us. Hello, Grant. How are you this evening?
Good evening, Grant. And good evening, Michaela. I don't think I said good evening, Michaela.
Do I need to get wet noodles?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Grant said there is no Grant draws tonight for many different reasons. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Grant. But I do know that you have a Kickstarter that's going to be coming, so make sure you drop that. So Carl said, hi, Grant, no problem. We are tired over here. Haha, I am too.
I'm sure Donna has already said this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, folks.
Yeah. We'll find out. I don't know, did she? We'll find out. We'll be able to tell. It's 7:09. And Grant said, please follow the Kickstarter as well. And there's Dan's greeting Grant, and there's the link to the Kickstarter. And don't forget, if you have, by chance, the link to Rodman Rabbits, to Brian Rodman's Kickstarter, drop that as well. Because I know you guys are kind of doing a tag team, help each other out thing, because that's what Rising Tide does.
Mm-hmm.
And Thesis said that Foxy is greeting everyone and said that Foxy and he are just finishing up work, so might be listening mode for a bit. Okay, I get that. And Grant is saying hey to Dan and Carl and belated Thesis. And Carl is waving at Thesis and Foxy quietly. Carl, don't. There's no such thing as quiet. Donna said, don't forget to like and share, folks. You saw that already, didn't you, Joe?
Actually, I didn't.
And Michaela said, if y'all could pop over to my Patreon and sign up to be a free member, that would help out a bunch. Hey, Michaela, do you have your Patreon on? And apparently I need to learn how to spell.
I think I have her Patreon link on Indie CD.
Yep. I'm going to drop that in here real quick. And Carl goes, sure, got a link. Well, I dropped her Indie CD link, and I do see that it is right on there. So it is right on there. Sorry, something else just caught my eye.
Is my wife behind me?
No, I went to Michaela's page, and I saw that her old book covers are still on the Indie CD page.
Yes, I need the new ones.
I just noticed it. I noticed it. I'm just pointing it out. There's new covers. Let's see here. There we go. And Donna says that Himoni watches Mommy following the clapping intro. Mommy crazy. Our cats. Cats are crazy. And Carl said, I need to figure out my Patreon, which got split into 2 accounts so I can rearrange my monies. Monies. I was saying Himoni and... Michaela said, my page has a placeholder stuff that needs deleted too.
Others.
And Donna is greeting Joe and myself. Hello, Donna. Carl's saying, hey. And Grant goes, there's my buddy, Dawn. Hi, Grant. And Reality just hit Thesis. Holy shit. Excuse my language on that, but I'm sorry, Alec, plug your ears on that, but I get you can't believe that. I'm going on the author page. I'm a published author. Never thought it would happen. I can actually feel your excitement and the electricity coming through this computer right now about what you're feeling, Thesis, and it's amazing. So, congratulations.
Just not too much voltage because we don't want to fry out the power supply.
Well, that's true. And as far as I know, we don't have Nick yet watching. We love you, Nick. And Michaela is dropping the link for her Patreon. Thank you. I know I'm signed up. I'm safe. And Alec is congratulating Thesis. And Grant said, sorry, I'm dumb bladed. I'm sure you've mentioned before where I can find a copy of your story. Honestly, Grant, that link just dropped yesterday for the new issue of Apelian. So that just came out. So I believe there's some... And here's Dan's link, which Apelian is there, but I believe somebody did drop the direct link as well.
Which I will say this about Bladed story, and both stories were great, but Bladed's gave me kind of Moon Knight vibes. For anybody who's familiar with the character Moon Knight from Marvel.
Okay. That's a good thing though, right?
Oh, yes. And like I said, Foxy's was very good too. And
I want
really,
to know more on Foxy's too.
Gonna call me now. I will be right back, folks.
Oh, great.
I'm just muting myself.
Should I unmute him? No, I won't be that mean. So Donna is greeting Thesis. And Grant said, please follow Brian Rodman's Memoirs of an Angel Kickstarter 2. I'm too worn out to look up his link, but please follow it. And what I was just going to say before Joe had to take that call was, I've got so much going on the back end here. So if I need links and it's somebody that is a member of Indie CD, I probably will just drop your Indie CD link because hopefully you have updated Joe with all of what's going on in your life, and that's updated on the site. So if you personally want to drop links, I know most of y'all are arranged, but I'm just going to drop the links for Indie CD just because there's so much going on in this weird brain of mine. And I don't believe that Ryan...
And please, when you guys do send me updates, please email them to me, Jay Bachman at indiecd.org. That way I can flag them in my email, and I know I can easily find them again without having to scroll through the umpteen thousand Facebook messages that I get from other friends.
You have
That
friends.
and Facebook Messenger likes to eat stuff on occasion.
fixating. So
I would, but it is so.
welcome back from your phone call. And Donna said, that's okay, Dawn. You wouldn't have wanted to read the comments that went on after the end stream was hit. However, I did not get a chance to say hi to Texas Dave, and that made me a little sad. But hopefully he saw that I felt bad. So, and Carl is laughing at Donna. And Foxy said that she is mostly in listening mode till we get home. Okay, understandable. Michaela is working hard to finish the third and final installment of the Rogue Stone Triple X book. Woo!
Nice.
Sweet. Congratulations. Disa says, it's on this month of Pelion Grant. I will have to grab a link when I get home unless someone else has the link for Foxy and my stories. And I think somebody did drop them, but Alex says, Vidozzi, as it seems. Yeah, I should have given context apology. It's a villain I'm trying to name, but this villain is more baby than wants love than evil or overlord. I would say Doyle then, but save that name, whatever. I like saying Vidozzi for a future character because I like saying that. And Carl said, yes, go to Dan's page at IndieCD and follow the Apelian link to see Foxy and Thesis with the story. And Dan grabbed the direct links as well. So there is the Thesis with the story. And I'm going to jump down here real quick, and there's Foxy's story link. And Michaela said, I've not done much joining in. I'm sorry, the day job and chores at home are many. I get it. It's that time of year, too, where you're trying to get everything unwinterized for summer too, so that makes a lot of sense. And there is Michaela's link at IndieCD.
And before you go on, to the 3 viewers I have over on Kick, if you want to drop comments, go ahead. I will try to remember to look up over at this screen and read them as I can.
I think Trey's watching. Just message me, Trey, and I'll remind Joe. No, I'm kidding. Actually, Trey, check your messages. And Grant said 3 Rivers Con was great, but now I'm worn out. I love that feeling. I love the feeling of a great con, but the exhaustion that comes after is like, oh. But I'm glad that it was a great show for you. And Heroes Con in Charlotte in 2 weeks. Ooh, have fun with that.
That sounds fun.
And Trey said evening all. Hello, Tracy. I knew I saw her name.
Well, time for me to behave.
No, it's not. Trey's here, which means you get to even misbehave even more. That way she can punish you before she passes out from exhaustion. Because I had no idea.
Say, if this stream ends before she passes out from exhaustion, I'll be shocked.
Love you, Trey. Miguel said, I had no idea that Patreon allowed for free members, but they do now. Well, I think you can check. I don't know. I follow some people on Patreon as a free person, and you're one of them, but I don't know if it's something that everybody can decide if they're on Patreon. I don't know. Don't know anything. And Dan and Carlo and Grant are all greeting Trey. And Michaela said, I thought I sent the new covers. I can do that tonight. My bad. And it is possible, like Joe just said, that you did, and he couldn't find them and forgot about them too. So, hard to say. Everybody's busy.
Yeah, because my brain is mashed potatoes most of the time.
Yeah, and it's about the fact that this group of people, there's enough grace that goes, oh God, I forgot something, and people will go, oh yeah, that's fine, I get it. I've noticed that with this group. There's enough grace for that. So Foxy said that she is heading home. Alex said, there's a thing with my generation. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a rubber room with rats. The rats made me crazy. Alec, I have a similar one that I've known for about 25 years. Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a room. Oh God, no, I can't remember. I have to think about it because you just made me straight out of my nose. Drove me crazy. Crazy? Did someone say crazy? I was crazy once. Yeah. There's about a dog, and yeah, it's. And Carl said, Michaela, I just subscribed as at $1 just to help a little. Might up it when I get the Patreon issue fixed. Yes, because next thing you know, it'll be pulling $2, and then it'll be going, oh, 20, and that two more, and so no. And Foxy is heading home again. And Michaela said, I saw that, Carl. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carl, for supporting Michaela. And Trey said, haha, we had that too, except for with Rubber Room, no longer live, buried worms, crazy again. Dad, they flew flowers on my grave. One grew up, one grew down, one grew straight out of my nose. Drove me crazy. Crazy? I've got to figure that one out. And Alex said, I love my Lamau. Nice, Trey. Guess we stole it from you all. Well, it's generational things. And Trey goes, I'm sure we stole it from someone else. Exactly. And then there's different variations depending on where you're from to different things. Because I'm sure we all had the great big bowls of greasy thing. Who forgets? Okay, and I'm going to leave it at that. And Thesis is greeting Trey, and Trey's reciprocating, and Donna's saying hey to Trey. And Grant said, I'm working on my new newsletter, which is about how to sell at a convention. If you want to get my newsletter, DM me on one of the social media platforms. I already get it, Grant. And Grant has a very good newsletter. So if you haven't signed up for it, sign up for it. And Grant said that you were bragging that you're popular with the phone call and all.
Yeah.
And Donna said, drop that email, Joe. And there is the email. So if you are a member of IndieCD.org and have any updates, that's where you would want to email them to. If you have questions, if you're not a member and you're watching, that is where you email questions to. If you want to just join, follow the... Never mind, I don't have my link up. Trey wants to know, Joe, do QR codes work with a different base color other than white as long as it contrasts enough?
Yeah, it should.
I was going to say oh, that's over there. They do with the burned ones, and that's brownish, but a wood color background, obviously wood.
Yeah, the wood's off-white, and then you also figure because of how hot I burn those, it actually has, some kind of like brownish, overburn, I guess you'd say. So,
I seriously thought it was right down here, but I am wrong. I just ran into my microphone with my head. I just head-butted my taco. Anyways, Carl said that you and Monkey, Trey. Tell me about it. Trey said, excellent. And Trey goes, Dawn, how did you scold your Finch? So Sarah and Trey got me to do the Finch app. And I'm not going to explain the app itself. However, this morning, yeah, let me see if I can find it here suddenly. It disappeared.
See, I'm not the only one that has stuff that disappears from Facebook.
I'm gonna bring this up. I laughed way too hard at this. Oh shoot! Grabbing the wrong window. There we go. Joe, I'm gonna make that. How do I? Whoa, that was cool.
There you go.
Okay. But if you can't read it, it's the Finch app, and it says that Plum, which is my Finch, I named him Plum, her Plum, and it says that Plum munched on bread with a capital B and energized for day 5. I had to scold him because I told Plum that there is no munching on kitty cats. And like Joe said, and I pointed out too to each other before the show, is that that's really backwards, because usually bread would be munching on Plum. So if you get if you get the joke in that, you do know Trey and Joe well enough.
And for those who don't, we have a cat named Bread.
There we go. Yes, they have a cat named Bread. Can't believe they capitalized the B in bread. Carl said, I accidentally bought some munsies on a clear background, so I have to put them on light-colored objects. Oh, so it shows. Okay, yes. It goes the other way. I was thinking the other way. But find me. And Trey said, I'm thinking the eye-watering orange and black should get attention.
Oh, God. Yes.
For where she wants to put her QR code?
I think that's what she's going to crochet the QR code out of.
Oh, ooh. As long as I would say as long as there's enough contrast that the phone could pick it up. Or phone or camera, whatever.
Yeah, she found some very, very bright yarn the other day. Like,
orange?
It screams at you. It, she was carrying it back to the cart. She looked at me and went, it's making my eyes want to bleed, so therefore I'm buying it. It's pretty much how that went.
Let's see here. Patreon did a weird thing. They changed banks to one in Zurich, so my PayPal rejected it. After they fixed it, I had 2 accounts. I pay out of each, but I can only see the updates from one. That is weird. Gotta love technology.
No, you
Carl
don't.
said that might work, Trey. Donna said I was going to email my update for my new book, and then I find out it was already updated. Wow. Joe's such a sneaky little fella, Rainey. Carl said, yeah, Joe's on it, Donna. And Thesis said my QR code on my business card is black on red, and it works, and it does, because I have it. Of course, I don't have it in the box that's next to me. I really need to organize my crap. Carl said, I suppose if the code is lighted while the colors could even be close in hue. Mm-hmm. And Trey said, I read Dawn's screen as plum punched bread. If plum punched bread, we'd be having another issue altogether, and that would be more than just a scolding. And she's smiling, and Bladed said, but Dawn, I munch on Kitty all the time.
Wow,
I'm not even gonna say it.
the music stopped and everything with that one. Like, it just went dead silent after that comment. But with that comment, we are a half hour in, and I need to give my hand a break here for a second. Here's how we're looking so far. So, got the boxes done, but let's play a couple commercials here after I scroll all the way down and pause the music. First one will be for Bladed. Actually, you know what? I take that back. First one is going to be, sorry Dan, I keep forgetting to upload the newest one. But here's an ad for Epelion, since that just released yesterday.
Epelion.
Yeah, that too.
Hi there, my name's Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Epelion website. Epelion has been online since 1997. Since then, we've brought you the very best amateur science fiction and fantasy writing, and given the world at least 100 brand new professional writers from those who have walked through our doorways. So if you enjoy reading, look for Epelion. That's www.epelion-webzine.com. A quick Google of Epelion-webzine will give you everything you want to know, plus 20 years worth of our backlog of files, our archive of stories stretching back until February of 1997. Think of Epelion as a permanent floating writer's workshop dedicated to helping new writers become proficient enough to become professional writers and best-selling writers. We have over 100 success stories to our name, and if you're an amateur writer, you may be our next triumph. And if you just like to read stories, we've got plenty of them for you. Just come on by and visit. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
And now the next ad will be for Bladed.
Welcome, friends. I'm Bladed Thesis, and this is my tea house. Come join me every other Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
Oh,
All right, and we are back.
okay.
And
Does
I
everybody
should-
need kick comments by chance?
No.
Okay.
No, I've been looking.
Okay.
I've been a good noodle. Let's go with track 11, Vienna Cowboys.
Yeehaw. So I just want to say this: that first Bladed stopped the show with a, and now my brain just.
Your brain no longer wants the brain?
No, it went to the green room with Grant's comment on "You're in the penalty block box, Blade." Oh, y'all gonna be the death of me. It's gonna be a fun death. Thesis says, "Wouldn't be the first time, Grant." And Alex said that I'm gonna be pestering Nick off and on tomorrow. Start of summer reading. Enjoy summer reading. I know that he was mentioning that Manda's got a lot going on right now with summer reading, and it's nice that summer reading is available for those in the summertime who don't have to go to school. I didn't want to say kids, so I had to, Carl said even the music stopped, so Carl noticed that too, Joe. Thesis says that he stopped the whole show on that one. Achievement.
Yes, you unlocked an achievement tonight.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Kitty said, "Did someone say they munched me?" Well,
Hey, Kitty.
Hey, Kitty. I don't know if you saw the thing, but my Finch was eating bread, but it wasn't. It was a capitalized B for bread, so it means I was eating Trey and Joe's cat. Which a bird eating a cat is just. I don't know. And Foxy said they are home and may chaos ensue. Well, it already started with your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Carl is greeting Kitty, and Carl said, "Oh, it's ensuing, Foxy. It's ensuing." And there is the link for Bladed Thesis. This is NBCD link. Oh my god, I just completely lost my train of thought there for a second. And Grant said, "I have to cut it short, folks. I have errands to run. Well, have a good night, Grant. Thanks for joining in. Hopefully Grant draws will be back next week."
Hold on a second. I'm going to keep where you're at. I'm going to skip ahead for a second. Okay, continue.
But he still wants to wish us all a good night. And Sarah's joining us. Hi, Sarah. I don't think you saw my finch was eating their cat.
Oh,
Sometimes
this
life
show
just
will
has-
never have rails.
It only had rails when Carl and I were on, which makes no sense.
That's true, actually.
That's the weird giggles. Foxy said to be safe, Grant, even if you're staying in now. And Carl said, night, Grant, even if you're staying in now. And Donna said, hey, kitty. And Bladen is greeting Sarah. And Alec is greeting Sarah. And Carl's greeting Sarah. And Dan's greeting Sarah. And Sarah loved on the finch. My finch has been loving on cats. And Sarah's saying, Alec. And Grant is saying, hey, Sarah. And he's not leaving. Never mind. Sarah's like, Blade, oh, Dark Pope, Dan, Grant. Sarah is excited to see all of us. Grant said Angie needed a ride, but her best friend offered to give her a ride. Okay. And Lisa said, I am only an agent of chaos. No, you're chaos. We know it.
Oh, what's that?
And Sarah said, sweet, Grant. So now he's here with us. And Carl goes, that revolving door will get you every time. And Sarah said, what isn't chaotic? And the finch wins. And, oh my God. What? We're in the middle of a show. No. Hold a second here. Sorry about that. Apparently the Wi-Fi is acting up, but the hardwired stuff is acting fine. So,
That's weird.
yeah. Dan said, sudden thought, except for occasional violence, Alec might be allowed to read my own stories. You will need to talk to Nick and Alec on that. Alec said, I am unhinged without a door or a frame. My hinge is disintegrated. Which brings me back to the book Peoria Nights. You need to read the center story in that because that went right to my mind on that. So, Peoria Nights by Dr. Richard A. Olson.
Is that something Alex should be reading?
I don't think he's got an 18. I mean, from what I've read now, it's nothing more than PG-13.
Gotcha.
There's nothing super spicy in it. Yeah, he's checking up. Yeah, he checks out the girls and he talks about the way they walk and things bouncing, but not in a very bad way, in a very graphic way.
Gotcha.
Sarah said, I'm a lefty too, Joe. Make it 3.
And they say us left-handed people are supposed to be in our right minds.
Oh, fuck. I mean, no. And Dawn said, it's true, and it said that the only time this show stayed on the rails was when Dawn and Witzman dude were in charge. I mean, that is so... That... Proof that it can be. And Alec is a lefty, too. Oh. And Foxy left. And Donna's great. So that's 5 of us now? Sweet. I feel like
the lefties almost outnumber the righties here right now.
But they said left-handed people a lot of times are more creative. So it could be why. And Alex said, ooh, nice, Dan. And Sarah said, dark Mrs. Foxy. And Sarah's also saying, whoop, putting the crew together again today, plotting. And Joe Dog said it wasn't me. Joe Dog, it's always you. Hello, how are you doing this evening?
Evening, Joe Dog.
Hugs to you. Carl said that was weird too. I guess Dawn and I being on the show took 2 miscreants out of the chat. But I'm not in the chat. I'm on here. Apparently, I do have my professional side when I need it yet. How the hell do I get rid of that? And Foxy said she's gonna.
Sadly, you don't. There's no amount of alcohol that can remove it. I tried.
Can't drink. So I'm royally. Lisa says that I got to get back to work on the new Apelian story, but I have a feeling it won't get done during this show. Probably not, Thesis, which is fine because sometimes you need to take a break. And Joe Dog says, yes, it was. Or Carl said to Joe Dog, yes, it was. Sarah's, loving on your Finch for being so fierce. And Donna's greeting Joe Dog, and Dan is greeting Joe Dog. And Sarah said, what rails? There were rails? There were. Carl said, holographic rails. And Sarah said that her ex-husband and his mom were lefties too. I think more and more people are left-handed now because they're not being forced to use their right hand.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference too, I think. And Dan said, Sarah, only on the staircase we fell down. I didn't fall down the staircase. And because I got my proof copy of Rogue Stone Date Nights Book 2, and I'm tickled at how good it is. Awesome! So you've got 1 in, and you've got 2 in, and you have hard copies of, or not hard copies, but paper book copies of Vengeance, right? And Dan is congratulating Michaela, and Carl said, cool, and Sarah's like, rails painted in Predator paint, Lamau. And Alex said, the rails, Legos. No, those are in the cave. Whew. Last night I was working on a puzzle because I wanted to keep my hands moving, but I was feeling rough. And Ted was moving some parts around in the garage. And he bumped the table that the box of Legos, the tote of Legos was on, and there was Legos everywhere. It was a scary time. There said, Cookie and I almost fell down the staircase from my room after BKM bumped his head at the bottom. Sarah, I'm saying this, you need to specify the bottom of what, because this is BKM we're talking about. Bottom could have a lot of meanings. And I said,
this is
we're
true.
all stepping on Legos, and some of you are swearing. I have no Legos in this bedroom. Wait, I lied. There are Legos in this bedroom that somehow have made their way in. I don't know why. Sarah said, true story. And Sarah said, other than that, I'm finching. I'm got a lot going on. Otherwise, I'd be finching too. Can't multitask that well. And Foxy said, Legos are evil like that. But they're good. And because said, yes, Dawn. Oh, and I will have copies in July at QuadCon at the Civic Center. Is that on the event calendar? Because I think you're going to be there. I'm assuming BKM's going to be there.
I can almost guarantee it's not.
It's not, or it's not?
Yes.
Okay. And Sarah's like, Michaela! And Joe Dog said, I had a chili dog from Ukrainian family diner. It was made with bratwurst. The chili tasted suspiciously like baked beans mixed with chili powder. It was piled so high I needed a knife and fork for it. Okay.
That doesn't even sound good.
I was to say that, that doesn't really sound that bad though either.
Well, I don't care for baked beans
Oh, okay.
to start
Yeah,
with. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't care for beans in general. Like when I make chili, I still add beans to chili, but I'm one of those that I want more beef in there or more meat, whatever. Like if it's a deer chili, whatever, I want a larger meat to bean ratio.
So you like a lot of meat. Okay.
I love a lot of meat in my mouth. Yes.
Okay. And Kitty said, bonk, head, and bottom in the same sentence. Exactly, Kitty. Exactly. Kitty, I don't know if you've met Sarah, but Sarah, this is Kitty. Kitty, this is Sarah. You guys will get along great. And Joe Dog wanted to say that maid instead of mage. And Sarah said, oh, the bottom of the crazy stairs in this house. Okay. We had to ask. And Foxy said that she loves how that's turning out, Joe.
Thank you.
And Dan said Legos always find their own way in. There'll be random pieces in random spots in this house, and it's like, how? But I guess when you have as many Legos in your area as we do here. Carl goes, I didn't know chili dogs were a Ukrainian specialty. But it sounds like they did their own twist to it. I guess to me, I'm not necessarily always one of those people like, this is how it's supposed to be. People put their own twist on stuff. Alex said, I have a 10-gallon tub full of them. I had two things to say here, Alec. Are those American gallons or are those Canadian gallons?
And if Zach was watching, he just disconnected.
If Zach was watching, he laughed and went, Dawn thought of me. And if you ever want to sell them, I know somebody who might be interested. And I knew you meant Legos. That's the sad part, is that I knew that because that's how people measure Legos nowadays. And Joe Dog said that the chili dog was good. I'm glad you enjoyed your dinner, sir. Michaela said, yes, it is probably out there. I just found it. Okay. I just found out. Okay, cool. Lisa said, Legos are bad, but confetti is worse. I'm still finding confetti from a party back in the early 2010s, maybe? What's even worse than this confetti is just plain old glitter. Foxy said, my brother used to have a ton of Legos. I hated them because he always left them on the floor. I do have to say, Ted does try keeping them off the floor as much as he can in the cave. I have stepped on them occasionally, and he usually gets a tongue lash. Not the tongue lashing you guys are talking about, but yeah. Carl said, glad you specified that, Alec. I was afraid it was a chili dog tub. 10 gallons of chili dog? Chili? Owie. And Joe Dog said the dogs will be paying for it later. Oh. Poor animals in your house. Dan said, Alex, that would be as exciting as a tub full of bratwurst. You guys know that I come from a very German area where they actually have Klatschke days.
Oh. We're going to do... Oh, go ahead.
Sarah said, yep, met Kitty before or ran into each other on here somewhere. Okay, cool.
Alright, we're going to do one more ad break here. And I got one line left to go, but my hand is starting to try and cramp. So we're going to take this short commercial break to play ads for Foxy and Trey.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at indcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
kick over to track number 8, Daytona Boardwalk.
I just want to put this at Trey. I just happened to see that she posted a picture of her eye bleeding yarn. It's eye bleeding.
You want to share it real quick?
The what?
Do you still have it up? Is it on your
Yeah.
computer or is it?
On my computer.
Okay.
Hold on here. Takes me a second. I'm still learning this stuff.
Jumping ahead on the comments for a second.
You ready?
Yeah. Yeah, it's even brighter in person. That actually doesn't quite do it justice.
But the reason I know it's brighter is because it's drowning out the light on the keyboard. You know what I mean? Like it's sucking so much light that it's making the keyboard look dim.
Yeah.
That's how I can tell how bright it was.
And I'm gonna jump ahead to one other comment. Is this yarn against the Geneva Convention? If not, it should be. Although it's not a war crime the first time.
Now I have totally lost where I was on. Hold on here. I think this is where they say comment dump. Well, I'm looking for that there you go. I was gonna say readjust the screen.
Yep. I found the one that you starred.
There it is. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Dan says he's old enough that I find food more exciting than Legos. Okay. No. And Alex said, yeah, I have cooked many bratwurst though for a church soup kitchen dinner, community dinner I helped with. A lot of bratwurst. And Sarah said, yep, the crazy stairs going down leads to the House of Clocks where they're all staggered and last 15 minutes because of it. Oh, Lord. Excuse me. Alex said food is much better than Lego. And Michaela said, okay, email sent.
Awesome.
Cool.
We'll get to working on that later this week.
And Foxy said, dogs love stinky things, though. They might want to roll in it. This is true. Sarah said, Rocket Fuel's AC not installed yet. Everyone was wondering what the sound was every time it kicked on. My first time in the Facebook group chat of the Green Room. It's like the show the other night for Stupid O'Clock. We could all hear something. And it was John's fan. We were like, what's going on? And Joe Dog says, 10 gallons of chili dogs, that would not last 5 minutes at Halicon. No, we are not having that because then everybody will be dead in Halicon 5 minutes later. Especially if you're eating them. And there is Auntie Foxy's link on Independent Creator Directory. And Kitty said that Joe's getting hand cramp from playing with his wood.
Yeah, and you'd think I'd be seasoned enough at this point that I wouldn't have this issue.
Okay, that's for both of you. That sign is for both of you right now. Now sit in the corner and think about what you said.
I know exactly what I said.
And Sarah said, speaking of the Green Room, does Ted Davies ever show up as Green Room Ted anymore, or is he mainly Cali orientated? The only Ted that shows up in the Green Room pretty much is when we get pop-ins like what that Yahoo was doing earlier. Okay, I love that Yahoo, but he Yahoo'd me. And there is the Indie CD link for Trilena. Did I say it right?
Trelena, there you go.
Trelena. I don't know why I have so much trouble with your name, lady.
Well, the funny thing was, I was watching Sisters of the Hook the other day, and I had said something about what Trey was working on, and I had typed in her full name, and she's the Sisters of the Hook's from Canada, and she got the name right, like first go. And she's like, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Trelena? I'm like, no, that's perfect. That's exactly what it is. She goes, oh, awesome. Normally I screw that stuff up. And then she said it right again. And then she said it a third time correctly. And after the third time, it just went off the rails.
Like she couldn't say it again?
Nope.
Like she Beetlejuiced herself?
Oh, yeah.
And Carl said, Ted is too busy for us now or something. And Sarah said, how do you wash those without them losing their form? Someone made me a Polywhirl like that, and I didn't get it because of that reason.
Trey, that's you. If you're still here.
Probably from Trey's ad.
Yeah.
Okay. And Trey said, dim down your screen, folks. And Sarah said, for shame on Green Room, Ted. I can't say much, though. I can't do Discord. I missed the crap out of him. Oh. And there's the yarn against the Geneva Convention. And Foxy goes, those are bright. Alex said, that's not that bad. Like I said, you had to look at that a keyboard light. That you can tell that one lights up pretty bright. And it sucked the light out of the keyboard. And Trey said, Canada will use it for war crimes. Sarah goes, it's almost brighter than my paleness under a full moon. Dang. Sarah, I feel you. Alan goes, war crimes. Trey is chanting, war crimes, war crimes. And Foxy is laughing, and Bladed thesis says rabble rabble, and Foxy goes, what are you making with your war crimes? And Alex Gremlin laughter of chaos. That wasn't the Gremlin laughter, but that's my evil laugh. And Trey said the orange is going to be used for my IndieCB QR code at cons. I figure it might be eye-catching enough to draw people with it.
Now watch, she's gonna get other vendors going, hey, can you do that for me?
Well, she could. Called commissions. Foxy goes, eye blinding, right? You mean? And Thesis said, once you get it done, check to see if it scans right. That's what I did with mine and Foxy's business card. Yep. And that's what we did with the, what Joe did with the, once he burned for the IndieCB members.
Yeah, I'm still surprised I didn't screw up at least one of those.
Because you're just that awesome, Joe. Don't let that go to your head, either one. And Alex said, it's not blinding to my eyes. My eyes are long gone. Oh, you have great eyes, because if you didn't, you won't be able to draw the beautifulness that you do. Kitty said, bright! And Foxy goes, you like the pink one, don't you, Kitty? Well, I have to agree with her. And Trey is giggling in chaos. And Thesis said, well, Joe, sometimes you gotta switch hands to prevent hand cramping.
Yeah, if I switch hands doing this, I will pick up a stroke and it won't be a straight line across the letters.
Probably stab his other hand with it on accident.
Actually, I probably would.
So I am when you with my right hand. I'm like, no, go down. And Kitty said, well, I would answer how much I like the pink one, but there is a minor in the chat. Don't worry, Kitty, we all got it. And Sarah said, Kitty remembers there's a minor in the room. Applauds. Yeah, I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but Alec, just pretend to be all innocent and that you have no clue what we're talking about half the time. And Alec goes, I guess it's time to go mine some coal for me, guys. Okay. And Sarah said, that was my last encounter with Kitty most recently. Haha. Sarah said, Trey's around? Yes, she's hiding. And Blade said, so yes, Sarah, our Kitty is a naughty girl, but we love her. And I just want to put this one up here. Joe is headed out in the yard to just be alone for a bit. Will you have a good evening, Joe Dog, and super
See you, Joe Dog.
You have to try to have a good evening.
Yep.
And okay, there you go. Now you can show it off when I'm.
Oh. Turned out pretty good.
How do I do that?
I know what you're looking for. Hold on. There it goes. And now I'm going to attempt to paint in these areas with
See, what I
glow-in-the-dark
think would be
paints.
cool on that is to do the Control-Alt-Delete and then big letters underneath. Put yourself, and then in teeny little letters, you know, like the Cult of Chris sign that Rich did. Put the control yourself, alter your thoughts, and delete negativity. So it looks like it's a bad thing, but when you look at it, you go, oh, this is a positive affirmation.
Is there no little...
Why won't it let me? There we go.
Ah,
Grace said, so wash in gentle detergent, and then there's something called blocking where you pin it in the shape it's supposed to be in. Then usually also liquid starch it. And that was how to wash. And Trey said, hey to Sarah. And Foxy said, see you later, Joe Dog. Sarah said, Blade, I'm just protective. I could make it so much worse. I'm sure a lot of us could. Not challenging anyone. Not challenging anyone today. And Cross said, relax and enjoy, Joe Dog. And Dan said, good night, Joe Dog. And Dawn's losing her voice. Sarah said, oh, hey, Trey. Trey sending hearts. And Trey says, I can charge. I hated that project fees. Carl said, Calvin just came to the top of the stairs, let out a weird mule until I looked, and then dropped the toy mouse. He just wanted praise for catching a mouse. There's something going on because our cat's, well, Georgette's weird every day, but she's been even weirder than usual.
ooh, so this is almost clear. Ooh. Okay.
Joe Dog said, I need to make a QR code for Joe to burn for me. Well, you do have the QR code that goes to Holocon, if that's the one you're talking about, but I don't know if you heard me say that or if you've already bolted out the door. Sarah said, Kitty brought you an evening snack. Good, Calvin. You eat a mouse. Because apparently finches now eat cats.
Yeah.
And Houston Dave is here. Hello, Houston.
Hey, Dave.
Sorry I didn't get a chance to say hi to you on the last show. We had an oopsie where somebody bumped the end stream button before I could get to your comments. So hello and goodbye from last Friday, and hello for this evening. And Sarah said, no, I don't eat rodents. That's what they do. And Carl and Alec and Sarah are all greeting Dave. And Foxy said, that's awesome, Joe. And Bladed Thesis is very cool, Joe. And Carl said, nice burn, Joe. Oh, he's talking about
Thank
the
you.
burn. I thought he... Oh, never mind. And Sarah said, barefoot and do some earthing. I hate wearing shoes. If I never had to wear shoes, I'd be fine with that. And Alex said, puts tinfoil halo on my horns. Alec, you do not have horns. You are too much of a sweetheart for that. And Sarah said, nice, Joe. And Alex said, you all saw nothing. Nothing, I say. Saw what? Jesus says, we see everything, Alec. No, we don't. Houston Dave said, my wife has a wood burning kit. I think the last thing she burned was for a picture frame for our kids' cheerleader photo frame. Awesome.
Nice.
You'll have to see if you can find some pictures of that, and be more than welcome to send them to me if you'd like. And you got my information, I think.
Oh, what did I do with that bottle? There it is.
Sarah said, yep, Alec, we're on the same page. My horns hold up my crooked tinfoil hat halo too. I have a halo here too. You guys just can't see. Alex said, nice, Dave. And Sarah said, shenanigans will ensue in November 2025, Alex. Oh my gosh, Alex turns 18 and we are gonna poof. It's gonna be fun. Lisa says, my halo isn't even made of tinfoil, maybe paper? Tray paper? Tracing paper? And Alex said, yes, Sarah. And Sarah's like, yes, so excited for that day. We're gonna have like the Alec Con.
We're all just gonna have to run shows that day and have Alec as like the guest, doing the guest appearance.
Well, then we'll have to have Alec Con, and we'll have to have it at the library. Amanda better be prepared. That would be kind of fun. He says that Thesis has a wood burning kit, but it's a cheap one from Walmart that he used for his Father's Day present a few years back. Well, get out and use it. Man. And Donna is greeting Dave. And Sarah said, X named Dave Houston, LOL. And Sarah goes, I've never seen that kind of wood burning kit. Weird compared to the one I have. If you're referring to the one that Joe has, he got all fancy on us.
True story.
Yeah. And
this is about a $300 kit.
And I don't think he was in here. So what are you painting?
That is glow-in-the-dark paint. Or at least it's supposed to be. So we shall see how well that works.
And Foxy says, my fake halo is flowers, because me. I can see that. And so good Thesis. I didn't even know that. Oh, let's see here. Alex said Nick is going to get payback once I'm 18 for all the stuff I've pulled now. And Kitty said, me too. Oh, for Foxy. I was like, what's been going on with Kitty and Nick, huh? Hey, we're caught up on comments. No, we're not. One popped in. Sarah said, ooh, yeah, a lot more precise with the kind you have, Joe. More control over the smaller lines. Nice. And if I hide this, you see all those little orange bottles on the bottom of the picture? Those are all tips. Different tips for different things.
Yep.
He's fancy. And Alex says, an Alecon? Lamal. That'd be interesting. It'd be fun.
So we'll leave that to, I don't know when it actually activates. Like if it has to dry and then it kind of activates. So we'll see. But we'll keep it in the light for now.
Okay.
But otherwise, it is done.
Awesome. We'll turn it around.
So yeah, and that's that glow in the dark is actually it comes out looking white, but it goes on clear.
Okay.
So I think I don't think I'll have an issue mixing it with other paint colors. I just don't know if that'll like deactivate the glow part of it, or
if it'll lighten up the water, make it more watery, or lighten up the color you're working on either.
Right. So I need, for Wednesday night's show, I'm probably gonna do a small piece that I can burn quickly, but also have it be something that I can mix. I can do a few colors and mix that in just to kind of see what it does.
Okay.
So
now the comments have all started up again.
Okay.
So for Alecon, then we all just go out for dinner.
There we go.
I'm in. And Alec is smiling. I'm still in. And Thesis said, like Kitty said, my kid is a piece of crap and I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time. I want to burn something onto the scabbard of one of my swords, but I don't want to ruin it. Practice, practice, practice before you do it. I mean, what you want to put on there, practice what you want to put on there. On a cheap piece of wood. Not that wood's cheap anymore, but
Yeah, but even if you just go to Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabrics, whatever, just get a few of the 99-cent pieces just to practice on. You know, you can practice on those. Even
the
a
dollar store has wood. It's not the best wood, but you can. It's enough to
yeah,
get
and it would actually work because most of the dollar store wood is like these pieces here, where it's
okay.
It's technically a thin, like, if this is even an 1/8 inch thick, can't really see the seam line that well, but like you can see the seam line in
What's
person
the back look
between.
like? We'll get an idea of how thick the. There we go. Okay, because we can see how thick the frame is.
Yeah. So, like, if I actually turn this up any higher, I would probably risk burning through the damn piece of wood.
I say, even if you know somebody who's doing like a project, like a house project or something, ask them if you can have their wood, ask them if you can have their wood, their scrap wood, and just practice on that before you do anything that you're gonna work on. So, and then practice the exact thing you want to do, so you know exactly kind of how your loops are going to be with your hands and things like that. Okay, I'm getting off my little soapbox. Oh my God, I just got a comment up. There we go. And now it said play D&D. Oh yeah, and there's Nick. Hey Nick, we summoned you. In November there's going to be AlecCon in your neck of the woods, so you better start planning that now.
2025, November 2025.
Yeah. So you better start planning that now. Sarah said you have no idea how interesting it could get. You have no idea how interesting it could get, but no harm done, unless we play pranks on each other the entire time. It's AlecCon. It's going to be fun. If it's anything like IndieCDCon.
Yeah.
And Sarah said, hey, Nick. And Foxy goes, that's pretty normal for glow-in-the-dark paints. And Nick is lemowing and saying hi to Nick, and Nick is greeting everyone. Foxy said, usually the glow remains. That's what she said. Sarah said they have glow-in-the-dark tat ink, going to have mine shadowed for going out to blacklight events. Ooh.
I've seen that.
Would drive me nuts at night. I'm just saying. If I got this one done.
Oh yeah.
And the rest of my tattoos don't see enough light to get the glowing effect. Donna is greeting Nick, and Nick is saying that is awesome, Sarah. And Trey said, please swatch the colors really quick on some paper, then you have an idea if it will work.
That makes too much sense. I'll just do it Wednesday night.
I've tried, Trey. I feel for you. I so feel for you. Sarah said, indeed it is, Nick. A highlighter works too, but that sweats off fast, especially if you're in a, Trey is saying hey to Nick, and so is Thesis. And Thesis said, I wouldn't mind playing D&D with this slot. I have a feeling the game wouldn't implode like our last one. But let's not forget the last D&D game I played. I shot somebody in the back with an arrow in my first battle, and we ended up getting married later on in the campaign.
Yeah, we won't talk about my D&D.
And dice. And Nick said dollar store craft wood is likely a cheap basswood material.
It is.
It is, but it gives you an idea. Thesis says, I got a couple of pieces of scrap wood from our local dollar store, so I guess I could practice on that. Booyah! Oh my God, I just said booyah. That hasn't been said for 30 years? Dave says, I've tried wood burning a few times. It took a lot of practice on junk pieces of wood till I got some nice letters. Exactly.
See, and I can't, even now, I still can't freehand letters that well. There was a piece that I did for our park for all the people that helped out with doing the murals, and I wood burned like the sponsors and all the people that contributed and everything, all their names, and some of the letters for the names didn't transfer over. So I was going through and looking at and doing a letter that did transfer on somebody else's name, and then immediately moving down to another name where that letter didn't transfer. So I kind of had the muscle memory at that point, and yeah, it worked. Like, you could tell there was a difference, but it, you know, if you really looked at it. But like, even to this day, like, I wouldn't be able to freehand what I did tonight. You know.
That
Anyway.
yeah, I mean that. And Alex says AlecCon November 2025. Okay, so we're calling it AlecCon, but it's just Alex's 18th birthday celebration. I'm saying that for what comes down. I saw him coming up, and Alex is smiling. He should be. And Nick said, "I will require dates."
Mhm.
Dan said, "If it's a sword scabbard, it might be leather or painted and shellacked wood." So
Yeah,
that's
and
our
if it's shellacked, definitely make sure that you sand the unholy life out of it.
really,
Oofed up.
yeah. I'm not even gonna. I'm. Mhm. Oh, Nick said, November is a contractually busy time. And Lisa said, "Not this scabbard, Dan. It's just wood." And Nick said, "You can also burn and or emboss leather for inlays."
That you can. It's a
And Alex
royal
said,
pain, and it really gums up the tips, but you can.
And Alex said, "Usually I celebrate my birthday a week or two after the actual day, as it's more convenient for my family." Well, Alec, we will do what we can, okay?
Yep.
And Nick said, "We will certainly have matters to discuss as needed, Alec." Yes, it's a ways off. We have time to plan this. We have time to do this. I just put that Nick was in charge of it because that would be a good place for those that can make it, would be in Alec's neck of the woods, which Nick,
Yep.
being the adult, would be a good facilitator. So I did not mean to put that on you specifically, Nick, for a reason to put it on you. I was doing it for that reason. And back to green room.
I got it.
Remember
Maybe.
to say that this weekend in the green room so you can get a hashtag. And Kitty said, "Gums up the tips." Nick Carl said, "Yep." And Nick goes, "I know about leather work." Yes, you do. That did not
Well,
come out right. I meant that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and we're just going to pop that up one more time before we end out the show. um,
Oh, it's been a fun show tonight, guys. I appreciate it.
yes, it has been a great show as always. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. We'll be back Wednesday night with another wood burning project, and we will see you all next time. And I should probably play the outro, not the intro.
Yeah, because you don't want to burn that again, do you?
Not right now, no. But good night, folks.
Good night.